apologize. I just have to check and see why my camera's so cloggy. Ah ha 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 ha, much better. Thanks. Hi everyone. Sorry about that. I could not figure out why my camera was so, I don't know, what's the word? Smoky? No, that's not the word. Cloudy? Yeah, okay, it's out of focus. So that was a lot of running around for nothing. Good morning. So welcome to yoga with me. We're back. It's Monday. It was pouring out earlier, but it seems to be clearing up, so that's a nice sign. We're gonna do regular yoga flow today. I have an inclination to include a little bit more core this morning, just a little bit, nothing crazy. So I really do encourage you to listen for modifications, because I do speak them out loud a lot, and sometimes I show them, but I remind modifications a lot. So when you're ready, let's go ahead and lay down onto our mats, one arm on top of the other, forehead resting onto your arms. And let's do some yoga, right? Let's start our week off with some strength and some flow and some movement. I don't know what your weekend was full of. You might have been kind of not doing a lot because of the rain. So let's try to get into this body, see what's happening. All right. So your legs are going to go a little wider. Your body's going to rest on the floor. Your eyes can close and your forehead can rest onto your arms. With that said, if you happen to be looking up, I don't usually put my head down on my arms the whole time because I want you to be able to hear me. So please keep your head down. This is kind of a do as I say, not as I do type of gig. So letting your head rest, your legs are nice and wide, your body's resting onto the mat, and you're just going to yield the weight of your body into the floor. You just want to feel your body resting against the ground. Maybe the head needs to be heavy here. Maybe you have had a lot of weight in that head lately. A lot of things that had to be figured out, a lot of thoughts that have been weighing heavily on you. What is the saying? Heavy is the head that wears the crown, my loves, my liege. So from here, go ahead and just center, settle, and let go. Feel how the belly expands as you inhale, and how as you exhale, you can soften the weight of your body towards the earth. Big deep breath in, and big deep breath out. For those of you who are getting here a little late to the game, same beginning as it always is. Take one more breath like this. And then let's go ahead and bend both of our knees. So our knees stay wide here on purpose, and we'll just windshield wiper the legs from side to side. I'm hoping that when I'm not with you, you're practicing on your own, and that when you get the opportunity, you lay on the ground, you windshield wiper your legs, you kind of start to drop into a yoga class, even when it's not being taught to you. Because you are aware of these movements. These are the movements we do before yoga. This is how we start a practice. It just starts to create a habit in our head. At this point, you could probably teach this part yourselves. Let's go from side to side one more time. Then come back into center, extend your legs. Press your hands into the floor and roll back into a child's pose. So your knees are wide, the big toe mounds of the feet come towards each other, and the belly's going to rest between the thighs. Let your whole body lengthen back. Give as much space as you can. Maybe the arms need to be underneath the head here as well, and that's okay. But give yourself whatever space is available. Breathe deep into the back body, breathe deep into the sides. And then walk your torso over to the left. So you might be wondering why I wanted to add a little bit of core today. For those of you who don't do yoga with me regularly, you probably were wondering that. Those of you who do yoga with me all the time are like, nope, she's a monster, that's why. Come all the way across center and to the other side. So the core body, that navel plane, that area of your abdomen, is how we digest our emotions and our food. And there's been a lot of emotions lately. No matter what back to center side of the fence you're on, or how you think the world is going, you are not devoid of emotions. So let's go ahead and burn through some of those things that might be stuck, like a pit in our stomachs. Go ahead and bring your knees under your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Start to move through your cat-cow. Inhaling, the belly expands, chest lifts, hips lift. And then exhaling and rounding your spine. We can focus this more on the torso, more on the core today. As you inhale, feel the belly expand, feel space moving between the ribs and the hip bones. So allow the belly some slack here. Then as you exhale, contract, not just from the belly point going in, but from the ribs moving to the lower abdomen, to the lower belly, from the hips moving towards the ribs, everything moving into center, as if you're trying to squeeze a ball between your ribs and your pelvis. And then inhale and draw it right back down and release that ball. So we're drawing attention to the tension, attention to the tension that might develop inside of our abdomen. And then we're releasing it. Looking for a squeeze, a contraction, a mobility, even from the outsides in. And then we release. One last time. One last time, just like that. Squeeze, contract, hold it up and in, and then inhale and release. Beautiful. You can do this all day long. It would be great for you. Then from here, let's go ahead and take our right arm forward, and we're going to step our left leg back so that our left toes rest on the floor. The intention here is in the abdomen, so we want to keep the abdomen strong to help lift these limbs. So nice, strong left arm, little bend in the elbow so we're not hyperextending. Inhale, lift that left leg and that right arm. Exhale, tap the toes and the fingertips to the floor gently. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap gently. So again, I'm still on my number 4 for quarantine apparently. Drawing it down. Let's do one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Beautiful. Slide that right hand to the floor, left knee to the floor, and let's reverse. Go to the other side. Rotate your left wrist if you need to. Extend those left fingertips away from you. Right toes on the ground. Core is contracted here. We're finding strength to lift out of the belly. Inhale. Exhale, tap a little gently. Inhale, lift. Don't just throw everything. Exhale, tap gently. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap gently. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tap gently. Inhale, lift. Beautiful. Take that left hand down, right knee down, cat-cow. Or child's pose if you need to rotate your wrist. Just finding that movement. Finding that space. Taking your breaks. It begins like this every time. It's that false sense of security that we're just going to rack the spine back and forth. One more time here. Excellent. Bring your spine to a neutral position again. This time again, the right hand forward, left leg back. So a little gentle rest here. And we're going to inhale and lift up. Right arm in line with the right ear, left leg in line with your left buttock. Not high, right in line. Exhale, take the elbow and the knee together, but as you do this, squeeze your navel. Inhale, reach away, flex the foot, toes down. Exhale, squeeze, contract, pull in. Inhale, reach away, toes down. 2 more. Exhale, squeeze, contract, pull in. Inhale, reach away. 1 more. Exhale, squeeze, contract, pull in. Inhale, reach away. Hold here. I know, this arm's tired. Hold here. Maybe try and take your right foot off the floor. You don't have to. Lower everything down. Take back into child's pose. That left arm did a lot of work to rotate your wrist. Let's come forward again. Hands and knees. Before you decide not to do it, right leg comes back, left hand comes forward, right arm slight bend. Here we go. Inhale, lift to that long line. Just feel the core engage, contract, pull in. Exhale, squeeze it all out. Inhale, reach it away. Exhale, squeeze it all out. Inhale, reach it away. Exhale, squeeze it all out. Inhale, reach it away. 1 more. Exhale, squeeze it all out. Inhale, reach it away. Find it first. Then maybe lift that left foot. Lower it down. Lower the hand. Lower the knee. Roll back to child's pose. Rotate your wrist. Let's go ahead and come into down dog. So hands and knees to start. Walk your hands forward from your shoulders. Roll your shoulders down for a moment. See if you can get some length in your neck. And then externally rotate the upper arms. Press to the base of the thumb and the first finger. Let the shoulders come towards the ears again. This way you're creating a little bit more space in your upper back. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips high. Lift your heels high. Start to bring your chest a little closer to your thighs. You can use blocks under your hands here for sure. Feet are about hip distance apart. Keep lifting up and out through your tailbone as the chest comes closer. Beautiful. And then start to walk out your dog. Bend one knee, lower the opposite heel to the floor, and then switch. See how you're feeling here. Right? Have you decided to take up running? I thought I'd get back to running. So the back of my legs feel like somebody has shortened them by 4 inches. So be aware of how your body feels. And then once you're aware of how your body feels, you can adjust accordingly. Doesn't have to look like the cover of a magazine. Lift your heels as high as you can. Bring your chest a little closer to your thighs. And then lower your heels towards the floor. So wherever they are is fine. They don't have to touch. They can if they want to, but they don't have to. You can even bend your knees to really get your hips back and your spine long. Beautiful. Let's take 3 breaths. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Walk your feet forward towards your hands. Pull your belly button to your spine. Engage your core. Come all the way to the front. Use your blocks if you want to. I like to show it with blocks. Inhale, press through your feet and rise up. Adjust your clothing accordingly and reach the arms to the sky. Little bend in your knees so you can press down through those feet. Grab your right wrist, pull gently to the left. This will help stretch out that wrist. Remember, your core isn't just here and here. It's on the side too. Inhale to center. Exhale, grab your left wrist, pull gently to the right. Find that abdomen, find that strength. Digesting our emotions. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, bend your knees. Float your body down. Shake out your head, soften your neck and your jaw. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart and both feet are facing forward. Take one more breath here. Place your hands to your shins. Lengthen the top of your head away. Shift that weight forward so the buttocks are over top of your ankles. And then exhale, forward fold. Hands come to blocks or floor, no judgment. Inhale, right leg comes back. Find that nice deep runner stretch. So you're pushing back through your right heel, moving that left knee forward. And let's keep that right hand either on a block or on the floor, but we're going to sweep that left arm to the sky. So remembering, we're focusing on the core here. So we want the core to rotate, to open. You're not just swinging an arm to the ceiling. Shift that left knee forward, roll your right shoulder back. Find that nice deep stretch as you push back through your right heel, still facing up. Push to that left big toe, last breath. Exhale, take your left hand to the floor. Inhale, step back into your plank. So we're gonna hold this plank for a count of 4, 3, keep breathing, 2, 1, lower just the knees to the floor. Bend your elbows back. We're gonna lower down for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna inhale for a count of 4. We're gonna lift that chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know, no fun. Tuck your toes, exhale, contract your core, roll back, down dog. Holding here. Blocks will make this easier. Let's locate that right foot this time. We're going to carry it forward in between our hands. Once again, we're finding structure in the body. The left heel's pushing back, the right knee's over top of the ankle. We're nice and strong here. Left hand's going to stay on a block or on the floor. You're going to keep the left heel pointed up, pressing back. So don't let it roll around on you. Sweep this right arm back, push through your right big toe, push back through your left heel. Try not to drop into that left shoulder. I know some of you are doing that, so roll it down. Push back through your left heel. Remember, we're rotating from the abdomen. We're utilizing space in the belly. Exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale, step back into your plank again. Count of 4, core's engaged. 3, 2, push back through your heels. 1, beautiful. You can lower your knees and lower down, or you can lower for a count of 4 from here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, down dog. Or you can go straight to down dog and you'd be like, Nicole, you're silly, I'm not doing that again. Shift those weights back into your heels. Breathe deep. Aren't you glad my count's only 4? Wouldn't it be nice to know if I could count higher? When you're ready, right foot forward in between your hands. Nice. So your modification for this movement is to put that left knee on the floor. You'll untuck the toes and you're gonna come off your hands. If you're feeling pretty comfortable with your leg up, then go ahead and do it. We're gonna come off the hands, sweep the arms up, oops, not falling out of our balance, and reaching up. Good. Hold here. Excellent, last breath. Again, locating the core, left hand to the outside of the right knee, right arm reaches back, twist into the belly. What emotions are you stuffing deep within your abdomen that you do not want to deal with right now? Inhale, come all the way up. Let's burn them out. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, step back, lift your knee if it's down. Find your plank or your knee plank. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open. Exhale, down dog. There it is. Or child's pose. It's hard on the arms, so take your time. Take your time. Take breaks. Down dog should feel like a break. And if it doesn't, child's pose should feel like a break. we ready for the left side? I think we are. Find that left leg. Let's bring it forward. That alone is using the core. Here we go. Push back through your right heel. Take the knee down for those of you who are taking the knee. And then let's come all the way up. Pull your core in. Reach it up. Find that structure in your body. See if you can imagine, and for those of you who don't like the woo-woo stuff, just ignore this part. But imagine that energy radiating from your belly button. It's pushing out through your fingertips. It's drawing down through your tail. It's reaching through your legs. And then as you exhale, you're moving into that energy. You're placing that right hand to the outside of your left leg. You're keeping the knee bent. You're reaching the left arm out. We're not dropping it. We're keeping it out for strength. For a little bit more core. That core is holding you up. Push back through your right heel. You're almost at one more breath. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, float it down. You know you can take child's pose from here, or down dog, or come to your plank. Stay engaged in your core. Pull your belly button to your spine. Pull it all in. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open the belly. Untuck the toes if you're here. Drop the knees if you want. Open that belly. And tuck. Down dog. Big stretch back. Or child's pose. So we're gonna move from our down dog here. So for those of you who are a little tired or feeling like you could really use a break in a moment, or your hands are uncomfortable, I want you to go ahead and take a child's pose. Take 5 or 6 deep breaths if that's what you need, and then come back and join us in down dog. But if you're in down dog for the long hold, hold the down dog for the long hold. So lift your hips, lighten the wrist, breathe deep as the tailbone reaches away from the top of your head. Shake out your head. Take 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. See if you can feel the back of your thighs and glutes open. Last breath. Excellent. We're going to roll forward into a plank. So, hands on blocks if you need a little extra support. The other way of doing this is to put your knees on the ground, hold your plank, work on holding your plank. Or you can do this with your elbows on the floor. You're going to need a little more height though. So from here, you're going to take this right leg, lift it, and take the knee to the left elbow. Take it back. Left to right. Take it back. Remember, I can only do 4. 2, back. 2, back. 3, back. 3, back. 4, back. 4, back. Lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down dog. Core engaged. Well done. Let's get off our hands. Right foot comes up. Step it forward in between your hands. Arms come up. Rotate your wrist. Knee on the ground if you need to. Interlace your fingers. Push the palms up. Relax the hands. Lift your back knee. Spin your left heel to the mat. Left foot's facing forward. Right knee over your ankle. Warrior 2. Never thought you'd be happy to be in a warrior 2, did you? Rotate your wrist. Let's go ahead and take them behind our back, interlace our fingers. Move the arms away. Open your chest. Drop low. Breathe deep. Almost out. Bring those arms out to the side. Straighten your right leg. Turn both feet to face forward, line them up. Bend your knees, shift back, wide leg forward fold. You can use blocks here. You can do whatever you want here. You can do whatever you want in this pose. One last breath. Hands to the floor. Press into the floor. Bend both your knees. Hands to the hips. Lift up. Wide leg stance. Turn your left foot out. Bend your left knee, warrior two. Stay open to it, okay? Open to your warrior. Use your core a little here. Your core is the whole kit and caboodle here, right? The whole thing. Relax your arms, interlace your fingers behind your back, open up your chest, stretch just a bit more. Left knee over your ankle, a little bit lower if you can. What's happening in the body? You're doing it, you're doing good. One more. Awesome. Let's go ahead and come back into that warrior two. Straighten both legs, turn both feet to face forward. This time hands come behind the back again. Forward fold, arms overhead. Bend your knees, come all the way up. Turn your right foot out. Bend your right knee so you can come out into a down dog. Awesome. Okay, so again, down dog if you're feeling it, child's pose if you need it, or if you would rather be in it, wherever you are is fine. We are headed back into some plank work, so I want you to take the breaks you need, okay? If you're feeling really good in a down dog, stick in it. If you're contemplating murdering me when we get out of quarantine, maybe take a child's pose. Or just kind of sit with that emotion because it's coming up from your belly and you're trying to deal with that. All right, last couple breaths here. You amazing humans. Move forward into plank. Awesome. So this one you're going to do from your elbows. It's going to contract the core a little deeper. So the elbows come underneath of your shoulders. So we don't want them in front and we don't want them behind. You can do this one leg at a time, so your left knee stays on the ground, then the right knee, you kind of switch. Or you're in a double knee tap. So it's 1, core stays engaged, 2, 3, 4, individual legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, both legs, 1, 2, 3, 4, one more time, individual, 1, 2, core, 3, 4, beautiful, both knees down, roll back, child's pose, stretch out your lower back. Ah, doesn't it feel good to stretch after that? You know how like you don't realize how happy you are to not have a toothache until you have a toothache? It's the same thing with this stretch. You don't realize how much you love child's pose until you get done doing the plank work. Hold on to it for a breath or two here. You're doing good. You're doing really good. Awesome. Very nice. Let's see if we can come back to that forearm plank. You can interlace your fingers here. The fingers are going to face towards the front of the mat. The elbows are once again going to stay under your shoulders. If you need help with that, just grab your elbows like this. Keep them in that distance apart. Interlace. Come back into your plank. we're gonna shift back into a dolphin. So everyone has their own love-hate relationship to dolphin. If you wanna draw your heels to the floor, you can. If you wanna walk closer to your face, you can. See what's going on with your body. Also, for those of you who are really big fans of forearm stands, we're gonna be in dolphin for about 2 to 4 breaths. So go ahead and just hop into your forearm stand. You can hang out here, engage your lower belly, soften your neck and your jaw. You don't want to be putting your head on the ground here. It's not a shoulder, it's not a headstand. Keep breathing. A little bit of pressure through the forearms to push away as you tip that tailbone up and you draw those heels down, pulling up and in through your lower belly, pulling up and in through your pelvic floor. Let's hold here for 3, 2, 1. Everybody out of your forearm stance for those of you who are in it. Come back into your forearm plank. Keep your left elbow stationary. Let me readjust my clothes. And then spin the forearm so it's facing the small side of your mat. And then rotate to the outside of the left foot or place your left knee on the ground. Right arm's gonna come up. Don't roll the right hip back. Right hip's facing the ceiling with the arm. 4 breaths. Take it down to the other side. Right elbow to the ground. Shift. Left hip wants to come back. To make this easier on you, I want you to keep it right above your right. Hold on to it. You're doing great. Don't let your chest drop. Lift your hips a little higher. 4 breaths. Take it all the way back down. Forearm plank. Draw back, dolphin pose. Big stretch. Take the knees to the floor. Arms back, head down. Perfect. One more breath. Reach the arms forward. Shift into hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Come into down dog. And then walk your feet forward. Bend your knees here. Grab your elbows. Let your body settle. Let's slide all the way up into standing. Let your core be strong here. Let's go into a balance, and then we're going to work our way back down to the mat. Your left knee is going to come up, so keeping that right leg stationary on the floor, left knee comes up. We're going to bring this left leg back wherever we can. So for some people, this is enough. We can just keep our balance here, shift forward, and kind of find our place. Or you're going to bring your left leg up. The arms back will be a little easier here, flexing the foot. Arms forward adds a little bit more of the core. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's carry it back in and take a break. Same thing on the other side. Remember that there's levels. Right foot comes back. Ooh, balance is super good today. Right foot comes back. Coming forward. Your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Carry it all the way back in. We'll bend the knee if you need to. Arms come up. Take it all the way down. Beautifully done. Bend both your knees. Take one knee to the floor and then the other. Use a blanket under your knees if you need to. Sit back onto the heels, or sit cross-legged, or sit on your blocks if that's more comfortable for you. Place your hands behind you and just stretch up the belly. So up until this point, we've done a lot to contract the front of the abdomen. So I want you to give yourself a moment in whatever manner feels best, whether it be sitting on your heels or on a block or sitting cross-legged, to stretch out your belly. Walk your hands back towards your feet. And then we'll take a little twist from here. Again, you can be cross-legged here if sitting on your heels isn't good, or sitting on blocks doesn't feel right on your knees. Right hand to the outside of your left leg, left arm behind you, and twist. You guys are doing really good. Always hardest in the first half hour, I promise. Come back into center, left hand to the outside of your right knee, and twist. Come back through center. Let's move off of our heels and onto our buttocks. Go ahead and extend the legs out. You can sit on a blanket here if you need to for a little bit more extension, but you might not want to do it just yet, just because we're going to change positions a couple times. As long as you're not in pain, that's the goal. We don't want pain. So then from here, we're going to place the hands behind us. And then once again, we're going to stretch the chest, lifting the chest towards our chin, extending space between the hips and the ribs. Then from this position, we're going to find the feet, and we're either going to point the toes away and come into a reverse plank, which is a little bit hard, or place the feet on the floor and come into a crab or a tabletop. If you're from Maryland, this is a crab, right? In gym class, you had to do crab walks. Apparently, if you're anywhere else, it's a table. So, toes pointing forward, hands come back. You can turn the rotation of your wrist if it's very uncomfortable. We're going to lift up and reach. So it is just the same as anything else. It is a plank. So we do have a little bit more structure into it. We're engaging the core, right? Or we're doing our table, crab table thingy. And then we're going to lower right back down. Flex the feet. Lift up. Again, if you need a blanket, go ahead and take it. Forward fold. You don't have to be here long and you don't have to be here low. You can rock a little bit on the buttocks and just let the body float towards the legs wherever they go. You can use a block if you want to. And then we'll come all the way back up. Okay, so I'm going to rotate real quick. You just stay right where you're at. Having a block nearby, or a blanket that's folded up, or a stack of books that are around this height is fine. If you don't have any of those things available, that's okay too. It just changes the pose a little bit. So we're going to go into a restorative variation of a bridge pose. So you're going to take this block and it's going to slide underneath of your lower back tailbone area. Okay. So for those of you who don't have a block or a blanket or refusing to use any elevation here, this might look very different for you. You might actually have to keep the buttocks on the ground here, just so that you can reset the lower back. This isn't supposed to be high, so I know some of you have blocks at home and you'll go directly to the highest height because you know this pose so well, but I'd actually like you to keep it low because we're going to actually add a little ab work from the block. So if you're on the floor or not, it's okay, but we're going to lift this left knee and keep the shin parallel to the floor. Okay? So that activates your abs right there. You have to squeeze your belly to get your legs in that position. You can let your hands rest down by the sides. Again, we don't want any pain, so if this hurts your back in any way, please put your back on the floor, okay? And if that still hurts, then don't do this. Take a break, take a moment, take a twist if you need to. Next, you're going to send that right leg so it's parallel with the right hip. You're going to exhale, carry that right leg straight up to the sky. So knee to knee. Inhale, lower that right leg so it's parallel to the floor. Exhale, squeeze the belly to lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze the belly to lift. One more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze the belly to lift. Bend your right knee, extend the left, lower down parallel. So 4 total. This knee does not go past your ankle, or I'm sorry, your hip bone. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, squeeze the belly. Inhale, lower. You can do this with your butt on the ground. 3, 1 or 2. Maybe I need one more. Hold on. I lost track. And then lower the knees or the feet to the floor. Let your hips be level. Arms come down by your sides. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale, lift the hips off the block. Stretch the front of your belly. Soften your breath. Slide the block out from underneath you. Lower the body down to the floor. If you weren't using a block, no big deal. Hold here. Take a breath or two. Go back into your bridge. Press through your feet. Rise up. Grab the sides of your mat or interlace your hands. Push through your feet, big toe to pinky toe. Press through the heels. Release slow. Bring the arms overhead, big stretch. Reach the legs away. One more breath here. Arms come down by your sides. Actually, let's come out from the shoulders. It'll give you a little bit more balance, but lift your right leg up to the sky. Lift your left leg off the mat. We're going to helicopter. You're going to inhale. Open the legs as wide as they're going to go. Exhale, switch legs. Right leg bottom, left leg top. Inhale, legs wide. Exhale, switch. Inhale, legs wide. Exhale, switch. Inhale, legs wide. Exhale, switch. One more on the side. Inhale, legs wide. Exhale, switch. Pull both knees into your chest and rock from side to side. First, just pulling the knees in to rock. And then let's hold the knees individually with each hand, open the knees wide, and make big circles with the knees rolling in towards each other. And then reverse directions. Pull your knees together, bring the arms out to the sides, lower both knees to the right, right hand on top of the left knee, give yourself a twist. Be here for about 3 breaths. Don't worry, you still have a little bit more time. For those of you who are like, oh no, Shavasana's coming, I need to do something. Come back to your center. Come to the other side. Try to stick with me for these last 10, 15 minutes. I know it's not the most enthralling thing to be a part of, but let's really try to take some time to stretch out, because you really did do a lot of work today. And core work can be really difficult on the whole body. So let's try to find this time to really get some space into those contracted muscles by using our breath. Let's come back through center. Let's open those knees again, but this time we're going to let the forearms rest on the inside of the legs. If this is too much, you can let the hands rest. Letting those knees just open, wherever they go. Absolutely fine. Heavy arms, opening up the legs. Excellent. Start to release the tension against your inner legs. Hands to the outside of your thighs, pull your knees back to center. Extend your legs into the ceiling, flex your feet, press your heels away. So from this position, make sure your big toes are still pushing away a little bit. From this position, place the hands underneath the legs or thighs or buttocks and slide the legs up. And you're going to come as far up the legs as you feel comfortable being. Your tailbone might lift off the mat a little bit, but you're not coming into a shoulder stand. So a shoulder stand would really be bringing all of that weight into your shoulders. You'd be able to touch your toes. Because I'm not there, I'm not comfortable with you being in a shoulder stand. But if it is part of your practice, then that is your choice. I am not instructing it at this time. So this is just a nice stretch for the back of the legs and for the lower back, because the tailbone and the area of the lower back can get very tight when we do ab work. Especially planks, especially as we get tired in planks. You might be the type of person who can wrap your hands around the tops of your feet and just kind of hang out here. Isn't it funny how so many parts of our bodies connect so well and so perfectly with other parts? And then nice and slow coming out of it. If you were the type of person to do a shoulder stand, please come into fish. Everyone else, you can go ahead and come into happy baby. And just give yourself some time here for a moment. A little bit of hip work. And take 3 more breaths wherever you're at. Maybe you decide to join us in happy baby if you were in fish. Now let's take the soles of the feet together. Lower the pinky toe sides of your feet to the earth. Let the knees come out to the side. Place blocks under your knees if you need to, or if you'd like to, if that feels better for you. Place your hands onto your navel, onto the belly button area. Feel the belly rise and fall in that area. Maybe place a blanket over you or under you. Adjust your clothing in whatever way needs adjusted. In yoga, we are working on ourselves. Sometimes that's just fully a physical work. Sometimes that physical work drips into our conscious work, our subconscious, our mental and emotional behavior, our spiritual ability. But we are all connected, every last one of us. We are connected to each other. We are connected to the planet. We are connected to the solar system, the skies, the universe, and beyond. We have the same vibrational core as everything around us. When we work on ourselves, when we empower ourselves, when we strengthen ourselves, when we deal with ourselves, the things we hide, the things that we run from, we do it not just for us, but it affects everything around us. So process those emotions. Know that they're coming up and why and how. Watch them rise and fall. Watch them move. Know that they are not you, they're just emotions, just responses. Be the witness for yourself, so that everything else that's been happening around you, the chaos that you cannot control, the other people's opinions that are not your own, become less of an antagonistic issue. When you are right within yourself, people will take notice. That little ripple will become a wave. Go ahead and start to extend your legs. Move your blocks out of the way. Lift your right leg off the mat and cross it over that left leg, stretching as far to the left as you want to, rolling onto that left side. Reach your right arm away from you. Let your left hand rest wherever it may. And then nice and slow, come back into center. And try it again on the left. Lift your left leg, reach your left arm away from you. Reach that left leg across your body, right hand resting wherever it pleases. Take that left leg back down. Stretch your arms over your head. Find a space of energy in the center of your belly and let it reach through your fingertips, let it reach through your toes. Let it circle the whole navel center, the whole torso, the hips, the ribs, the sides. And then let the arms rest down by your sides. Let your legs rest comfortably, turning the toes away if you can. Readjust your clothing so that you feel fully comfortable and comforted by the floor. Let your whole body rest on the ground. Stay resting just for a little bit. Close your eyes. the end of this week, we will have a new month. And we don't know what that month brings. We cannot control the chaos around us. We can only control our reaction to it. Remembering that you are a connective piece of this whole story. You are no more or less important than the stars in the sky, than the trees, than the owl that hoots at night. It is your job to take care of yourself, to be strong for the rest and for yourself, and to know yourself. Let all the muscles relax. Let all of your body vibrate, maybe at a slower rhythm for now. Let your heart soften. Let your mind relax. Let there be the silent strength of knowing that you are okay. You are exactly what you need to be at this moment to handle this situation, to handle this life. You have it within you. When you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll over onto your right side into the fetal position. Press your left hand into the floor and come all the way up into seated. And just give yourself a moment to sit within your clarity, to sit within your kindness, to sit within your divinity. To embrace the power that is you and all the beauty that comes with it. Go ahead and bring your hands together in front of your heart. Bow your head towards your fingertips. You truly are goodness that walks upon this earth and walks with you. Thank you so much for coming today. I hope that you don't hate me too much if you cough, or laugh, or sneeze tomorrow and feel me. Just know it's me saying I love you. Namaste, and if that is not your practice, be well, enjoy your Monday. Take care.